Winthrop Vikings. Today is March 5th and it's a day 6 schedule.
Since quarter 2 has ended and we are now halfway done with the school year, course selections for the upcoming year is coming closer now than ever.
This week we actually have 2 classes that we want to talk about and highlight. The first being the Viking Long Ship program that we offer here at WHS.
Viking Long Ships consists of students learning and understanding the history of Vikings. In this course, you will learn how to build and create different things relevant to the Viking culture.
Here we have Tyler telling you a little bit more about the Viking Long Ship program and why you should add it to your schedule.
To continue on with our highlighting different electives offered at Winthrop High School, we would like to concentrate on what is probably the most unique and specialized elective that Winthrop High School has to offer. The Viking Long Ship program taught by veteran teacher Mr. Skane. It should always be on the top of your list to add to your schedule. Viking Longships is a hands-on experience that includes woodworking, metalwork, and plenty of more avenues that explore Viking culture and lifestyle. Students brainstorm and create their own project ideas that a group of classmates collaborate on to make happen. All I've heard is great things about the class, and it is a great option to add to your schedule as an underclassman. I've caught up with Mr. Skane, who runs the class, and a few students taking the class to find more information.
Hello, my name is Mr. Skane, and I teach the Viking Long Ships project. Let me just take this off. Mask up. I don't think I need it right now. I was asked to say a few words about the project. It's a really unique project. It is a honors elective humanities, so it helps you with the, I believe, 10 credits you need for a humanities course. To get into the class, though, you do need to interview. And the reason for that is because I'm looking for people that are students that are willing to set goals, make decisions on their own, develop their own curriculum, and learn to be as independent as possible and take total ownership and charge of the field you get into when you get into the project. That's why I want people to interview. To get the interview process going, you just have to email me, gskane@winthrop.k12.ma.us, requesting an interview, and we can do that over Zoom, which is what I did last year.
My favorite part of taking the class is your freedom of choice. You can do whatever you want as long as it's Viking related, and it really allows you to run your own class.
My favorite part of taking Viking Longship class is to learn more about Vikings and how they used to live. And I'm a rookie, so I haven't started really any of the projects yet, but I'm excited to build some weapons and armor and reenact some like Viking wars.
Class is unusual because I'm going to be asking you to take charge. I will let you know there is something called Hell Month before you get into a specialized field. That is spelled with one L. She is the goddess of the Viking underworld. And Hell Month is a total study of the Viking culture. It takes about a month and a half to get through that. Once you get through, you can get into a field that you choose. It's not my choice. That's again what this class is about you making the choices, not me. You will decide what field you go into. If you want to develop your own field, we have about 30 fields right now. This year there are 12 active fields going on. But you can choose a field if you want, something you're interested in the future, an idea for what you might want to do in college, for your future occupation. You can do any of that.
I was just introduced in 8th grade when the seniors came over and talked about the classes and electives to take, and I remember it was Christian Lyons who was talking about it, and it got me interested into it.
When I was a little kid, we went over here in 2nd grade with the old high school, and I remember the older kids were showing us how to fight with the sword and everything, and it's like da 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 da, and something like that, or they block it. So that was pretty cool, and I remember wanting to do it ever since then. And my brother, when he was a freshman, also took long ships, so I was always interested.
My favorite project to be working on during the class time was chainmail. It was just fun, and it's relaxing, and it's just a different way of learning.
Most interesting part of the program is watching you students believe and understand what your powers are, and that you can accomplish anything if you put your mind and your will to it. if you find the right consultants and people to advise you, you can do anything. You're a lot more powerful than you think. So the most interesting part of this class is watching a student take charge, be successful because of themselves, because of what they did. Somebody once told me, they gave me the initials MIH, make it happen. In this class, I ask you to make it happen. And that to me is the most interesting thing, to see you people take charge and you become successful because of the hard work, the dedication, the perseverance that you have. With that, I'm going to sign off. Put my mask back on. Mask up. Mask up with the pie. And get back to work.
Viking Long Ships is a Winthrop original that is so unique and offers students hands-on learning experience to explore Viking culture. As you can see, there are a lot of great reasons to keep the class as an option when course selections come around. That's all from me. Back to you in the studio.
Well, that class seems super interesting and a great choice if you're looking into a hands-on type of learning.
The second class that we want to highlight today is actually Miss Kalinda's drama class.
We're going to head on over to Erin and find out what the Drama Society has to offer during the school year and why you should add this to your course selection.
This week for course selection, we're highlighting drama class. The class is offered by Winthrop High School to any student who enjoys exploring creative means and wants to get to know what it's like to act and screenwrite. Winthrop High School's drama class is taught by Mrs. Kalinda and offers Exploration in Drama, Advanced Drama 1 and 2. The class allows students to express their creativity and share it with their peers. The students help to make scripts, act in skits or plays, participate in the holiday show, and many more creative endeavors. We caught up with Miss Kalinda and a few of the drama students to see what it was all about.
In drama class, I try to focus on several elements of theater, things like playwriting, acting, directing, and design. So some examples of different types of assignments might be writing scripts, that's the playwriting element, getting up and performing scenes with a partner or a group, that's the acting element, or maybe even something like designing a costume or designing a set for a show, and that would be an example of a design assignment.
So I took drama my freshman year and my junior year, and I would say my favorite part of drama with Miss Kalinda is how welcoming it is. You're always greeted, and it's a very calming atmosphere. It's not like a stressful class. It's relaxing, but obviously you have work, like scripts and everything, but I loved it because I felt like I was relaxed and I wasn't stressed like my other classes. And I also got to work with life skills kids, and it was a joy in class, and I made so many new friends that I never thought I would make before because I never got to see them. So I was very happy to work with the life skills kids.
Favorite part of drama class was all the fun games that we got to play. It's really fun to watch your peers learn these games, and they get really competitive, and it's just really fun to be goofy with each other and mess around.
One of the best things that we do in drama class, and unfortunately we're on pause this year, but I hope to be back to it next year, is we go and we perform at the elementary schools in town. And so this has always been a part of drama class, most specifically advanced drama class, where we write scripts and we perform, we create the costumes, we create the props and the set, and we travel over to like either the Fort Banks or the Arthur T. Cummings School, and we perform for the elementary school students. The students in drama class really love going on a field trip and going to perform for the younger students, and the younger students really enjoy being able to have an assembly and come down and see the high school students perform.
A normal day in drama class would be coming in and being greeted. I was greeted by Kevin Anderson every single day. He definitely made my day. We'd sit down, take a breath, we'd play a game, and then we would do scripts or learn about stuff within theater, and it was one of my favorite classes, and I hope that the lower grades or the underclassmen consider taking my class with Miss Kalinda.
A typical day in drama class is super fun. There's a lot of high energy, and when you enter the class, Mrs. Kalinda will greet you with lots of excitement, And we typically start off the class with a game, and then we'll get into our assignment, and we'll work in groups or alone. And then later on in the week, you'll present the assignment to the rest of the class, and you'll get some feedback, and maybe we'll continue to work on the assignment, or we'll switch to something else. But we're always changing it up, and we're always having a good time.
One of the things that I hope students take away from drama class is a little bit more comfort with getting up in front of a group and speaking and presenting. Though there may not be many students who want to continue on and pursue a career in the theater, I think that drama class really teaches you to have a little more confidence when you get up and speak in front of others or have to speak in a job interview or a college interview. So that's a skill that I think students really do pick up in drama class.
Something that I would take away from this class is how to be kind to others and how to be more confident. I did scripts with kids I have never talked to in my 4 years of high school, and I made a handful of friends in that class. I had a good connection with Miss Kalinda, and I loved it. And I was taught how to be kind because I got to work with the life skills kids, and they're some of the sweetest kids you will ever meet in your entire life, and just brought a smile to my face, and I love that class.
Something you can take away from this class is to develop better public speaking skills. We present a lot of scripts and monologues to each other, and then the students will give you feedback, and you get better and progress, and you work on it throughout the year.
So there's 3 drama courses that we offer here at Winthrop High School. The first one is Exploration in Drama. That is an introductory course, and that's for any student in grades 9 through 12. The other courses are Advanced Drama 1, and that's for any student in 10th, 11th, or 12th grade who has already taken Exploration in Drama, and then Advanced Drama 2, which is for any student in 11th or 12th grade who has already taken Exploration in Drama and Advanced 1.
I would recommend this class to anybody because you have a lot of icebreakers and you learn a lot about people and you meet a lot of new people. You have opportunities to do mini plays at like the Fort Banks, and just it's a happy class, and it was one of my favorite classes of all time at Winthrop High School.
I recommend the drama class to other students because it's different from any other classes at WHS, and it really gives students an opportunity to explore drama, and you don't even have to be good at drama or like drama to do well in the class, and it's just really fun to do something different other than worksheets all day.
Thank you for listening. We hope you gained some insight in the offered drama course. Please contact Miss Kalinda if you have any unanswered questions. Back to you guys in the studio.
Drama seems super fun, and I love seeing the different productions that they put on throughout the year. And hopefully now you know a little bit more and you'll consider adding it to your schedule.
I'm sure Miss Kalinda would be happy to see you walk into her class. Now, rather than talking about classes in school, let's see what's happening out on the field.
We're going to roll into our sports segment to hear a little bit more about what's going on with our Fall 2 sports. This week we're going to be focusing on girls and boys soccer.
Normally, student athletes would be getting ready to gear up for their spring sports after the long, cold winter. But because of the craziness of COVID-19, our fall sports athletes are coming back to Winthrop and the Vikings are ready to rock and roll. Over the next couple of weeks, we will be previewing the upcoming seasons of our fall athletes. This week, we will concentrate on our soccer teams. We caught up with some of WHS's soccer athletes to see how they are preparing for the upcoming season. Boys soccer is rolling into the upcoming Fall 2 season with a positive outlook on what the season will have to come. Despite all of the COVID guidelines and rules, they have been working hard in practice to take on their first opponent, Kip Academy. The boys ended last season with a record of 4-14, anchored by returning All-Stars Chris, Juan, and Esteban, and also senior goalie, Augie. I caught up with a few players to find out the scoop.
I think that the biggest obstacle that the team will have to face this year is definitely adapting to the new COVID rules. This year we are not allowed to head the ball because we all know how devastating that would be towards our health. So I think just adapting to all those rule changes will be the biggest obstacle this year.
The toughest thing about the new COVID rule is staying 6 feet apart when we're talking to each other, on the sidelines or before practice. Coach is always telling us to move, and it's not really that hard. It's just an annoyance. That's pretty much it. It's nothing too crazy.
There are actually some kind of annoying rules, like no bodying, no headers, and no contact at all. So it's like kind of boring, but we can play around that, and I think we would do it very well.
Personal goal, but I would like to, win a couple games, be at least above 500 by the time the season ends, and that's pretty much it. Have fun, enjoy it. It's my last year.
So my team goal this year is to win as many games as we can to make a good season, and my goals, like personally, I would like to score and give assists to my teammates, and I would be happy just with the win.
I think that my personal goal this year is pretty much the same as the team goal, and that is to just win. Nothing more, nothing less.
I think we'll be pretty good. I think that we're going to be above 500, which means that we win more games than we lose. So that's what I'm hoping for,
This year we got a very good team. I might say that it's kind of better than last year because we got like new guys coming as one, old guys coming back better than they were last year as John, JD, and etc. So I think we're going to have a very good team this year.
I have very high hopes for the team this year. I think that we can win a lot of games and really be successful if we all just stay focused and take it one game at a time.
Our first game of the season is March 8th. We're playing against Kip Academy, another team I know nothing about, so that'll be pretty fun. And I'm just looking forward to the beginning of the season.
I wouldn't really say we have a really big matchup this year, any great rivals. I think that we are just taking it one game at a time. So this biggest matchup this year is just the next one. And we're going to take it one game at a time, and we will win one game at a time.
The girls' soccer team have also been revving up their engines to take on their first opponent. The girls ended last season making it to the playoffs, anchored by the returning All-Stars Mara, Jenna, Lily Skomro, and Grace Galuris. Hopefully the hard work and dedication from both the WHS boys soccer team and the WHS girls soccer team will shine through even in these uncertain times. We've caught up with some of WHS's athletes to see what their outlook on the season is.
So because we aren't in the NEC this year, it's really different. We actually haven't played any of the teams that we're going to be facing this season.
So we're gonna play game by game and just feel it out since we missed our normal season, the teams that we usually play.
So far this year, the team's looking pretty good. We have a great returning group, and just overall, the whole program is filled with a ton of great athletes. So I think we're going to do really well this year. One obstacle is that we have never played these teams because the NEC all played in fall. So we're playing all these teams that we've never played. So we won't know much about them going into the games, but we're going to continue to work hard and keep up our effort and hopefully get a bunch of wins.
For this season, we're playing a whole new schedule, teams we've never played before. So I think it's going to be difficult. We won't know anything about our competition, but we're going to go into every game looking to win.
This year I think we're going to be really strong. We have a lot of players who have come back from last season, so we're really comfortable playing with each other.
Yeah, and there are a lot of underclassmen that are going to show a lot of potential and play really great out on the field. I think the varsity team is going to perform really well this year. We have a really good team filled with a ton of great underclassmen and a few upperclassmen, and I'm really excited and hope we'll do really well. Because of COVID, this season's really different, especially since we're playing this time of year. Usually it's really hot, especially during preseason, and now it's really cold, and it's just a big climate change for us.
Another difficult thing is that a lot of rules got changed because they're trying to limit the contact with the ball in between both teams.
Personally, my goal that I know the other senior captains share with me is to just end off our careers on a high note. It's a weird season. We don't have many games. There's a bunch of crazy COVID rules, but we're really appreciative that we're able to play. We've been playing together since we were super little, and we just hope to get a bunch of wins and have a great season and have a lot of fun.
This year, my personal goal is to have a memorable senior year.
Yeah, because we're really fortunate to even be having a season in light of COVID, so we're really grateful, and hopefully it'll be a really fun year. A team goal we have this year is to win as many games in our new conference.
As you can see, the WHS Vikings are confident in their abilities and the hard work they are putting in, and hope to push through the irregularities this season and hopefully come out on top. Be sure to check out some of the games live on Winthrop Viking YouTube. That's it here. back to you guys in the studio.
Thanks, Kyle. Good luck to our soccer teams. I'm glad to see everyone getting back onto the field, and I'm excited to see what the season has to offer.
Next week, we're going to be highlighting the cheer and football teams.
Student Council is also organizing a polar plunge to raise money for the Special Olympics. Part of this event is student voting for which teachers they want to see take the plunge. Finally, as we come to a close, we want to roll into this week's senior spotlight.
Jenna Dorr.
Woo!
I'm really going to miss all of the sports and clubs that I'm involved in, whether it's soccer, basketball, lacrosse, drama, or student council. I've made some great memories, great friends. I've learned a lot from the coaches or advisors, and I've formed a lot of connections that maybe I would not have without. So it's really made my experience throughout high school very special.
Alrighty guys, this week's senior spotlight is Jenna Dorr. Jenna has been in my class since her freshman year of high school, and I've had her every single year after that. It's been a pleasure having her 4 years. She's a very talented content creator. She started in my Digital Media 1 course, just kind of building some smaller, cooler, fun projects. And then from there, joined Digital Media 2 and had a huge hand in creating some amazing broadcasts on Up Winthrop High School.
Hi, Jenna. You are such a role model. You are one of the kindest, most hardworking, most dedicated, and most positive people that I've ever had the pleasure of knowing.
I have a lot of great memories from Winthrop High School, but one of my favorites that really stands out was freshman year in our annual student council trip to Hyannis. We placed first in the lip sync battle, which was a really big deal, and we were all really proud, and it's something that I will always remember.
Jenna was one of the first students to really be a part of the Wake Up Winthrop High School broadcast team. And, every single year after that has been really mirrored by the work that her and her, peers created. So she really laid the groundwork for some an amazing broadcast that we continue on. After that, she also was in Digital Media 3 and is now in digital photography and graphic design, where, you can really just tell how talented she is with all these different content creation softwares. I'm not saying that, she became TikTok famous because she took my class, but, hopefully I had a little something to do with it.
I have absolutely loved my experience being your advisor, especially in your time as president. Wow, you stepped up. What a hard year to be student council president, and you never let it intimidate you. You rose to the challenge. You have done everything in your power to make this year fun and safe and inclusive, and you have made such an impact on Winthrop High School. I am so proud of you, and I am just so happy that I've gotten to know you on such a level. It's been 4 years since you were my student, but working with you on student council has been an entirely different experience.
Next year, I'll be going to college. I'm not sure where yet, but I'll be studying digital marketing, which I'm really excited about.
But no, Jenna does so much for the school. She does so much for the community. She's been a pillar of, the class of 2021. And it's just so nice to see where she's progressed as a student, a leader, an individual from her freshman year now to her senior year. I know Jen is going to be super successful in anything that she does, whatever that may be. I'm, a little bit biased. I hope it's in the field of communication and media, which I think it will be. But I know she's going to use her skills, her leadership, and, her overall just, being a very nice person to her advantage, and is going to change the world and make it a better place as she moves forward. So congratulations on everything that you've achieved. Winthrop High School has left a better place because you were here. You definitely made your mark, whether it was in drama, sports teams, student government, the whole media department. Thank you for all the hard work that you've done and continue to do. And make sure to come back and visit. Good luck with the rest of this year and next year.
I love our meetings. I love talking to you and Mara about ideas. I loved every time we got to go to Hyannis together. You have really grown up into such an impressive and, oh my gosh, I can't even put it into words. You're just such a great all-around person. So I really am proud of you. I cannot wait to see what comes next. I hope you keep in touch, and you're awesome.
I'm not sure where I'll be in 20 years, but I hope I'm happy and living my best life.
That's all we have for you guys this week. Make sure to tune in next week and
Roll Vikes! Woo!